All right, y'all. I think we are live. I think. Let me make sure, Michael. I believe we are live on both channels.
Okay. Let me see.
We're getting the hang of this. For once. Make sure Facebook is live. If you're here, say hi in chat. Yup, Facebook is live. Wonderful. YouTube is live. Wonderful.
Yep, we are live on YouTube on the Techopolis channel, so that's fantastic. I'm happy.
And Taylor's Tech Talks. All right. So, let me make sure. I believe our chat's working pretty well too, so yeah. Let me just verify that, but I'm pretty sure we're all ready to go here. So, let's see here. Are we about ready to get started, Michael?
Yep, I just sent a message in the chat from Restream, but so I don't know if we're going or not, but we will see.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't read it aloud if you send it from Restream, but I do see it on my end.
Good, good, good.
All right. Let's go ahead, and are we ready to get started?
Yes, we are. Let's do this thing.
3, 2, 1.
All right. Hello, everyone. We are back with another episode of the Techopolis live show. I'm Michael Doise.
And I'm Taylor Arndt. And I just want to start off by saying, sorry, y'all, I'm not on video. I am actually in the process of moving apartments, and my apartment is kind of a mess right now, so I figured it would be better if I was not on video, but I still wanted to appear on today's show so that I can, give my input. And this is the last time y'all will hear my noisy refrigerator, so aren't y'all excited? I am personally very excited, so I'm super happy, and we're going to have an amazing show tonight.
Yes, indeed. We have a lot to talk about.
We do. And we have some chats, too.
Oh, we do?
Logic Pro X Gaming says hi.
Huh. My chat is not reading. Awesome.
That is awesome. That is wonderful. That's awesome. Not at all.
But I'll be monitoring it as well, so that way I know when stuff is coming in. I wonder if it's not reading it because it's in another space, or let me check and see if Windows 365 is muted.
You probably muted it the other day, Michael.
Probably.
Although, that's probably a good reason why you shouldn't mute Windows 365.
It is not muted.
Oh. Uh-oh.
So let's see. But we have a lot to talk about today, and this is our usual conversational stream about different technology stuff.
Yep.
And we're actually here to talk about different streaming services that we played with.
We are, and I'm super excited. As you guys probably see the description, I tried to make it a little bit more rounded out today. So hopefully that kind of helped signify what we're going to talk about. But we better get started because we've got a lot to talk about. So
yes, we do. So
let's go ahead and talk about it.
Yeah. So I've been playing around with a new streaming service I've been wanting to play with for a long time. Called what's it called? Streamlabs.
Streamlabs. I'm like, goodness, you don't even know what the service
I was
you
thinking,
just bought is called.
It was you have Restream and I have Streamlabs, and it's like we even thought about calling the episode Restreamlabs.
Yeah, but come on, Michael, they're not that similar of names.
No, but they both have stream in the name. But
yeah.
So we're trying these out. I'm trying out Streamlabs for a month, and I love Streamlabs OBS for what you get, and the alert boxes are really neat. I tried to stream on it the other day that did not go well on the Mac.
Unfortunate.
The program did not pick up Minecraft, so And then it also did not, whenever I maximized Minecraft, it did not have it to the borders of the game, so it was partly off screen. So that was kind of weird.
That's wonderful.
But I think it's meant to be ran in Windows because there's game detection and a lot more options than compared on the Mac, which is unfortunate.
But am I surprised? Absolutely not, right? I'm not surprised whatsoever, unfortunately, Michael.
But the neat thing is that it does work on the Mac. It just takes a little more customization, just like most things do. And it will work. After streaming, I was able to get Minecraft to show up, of course, after streaming. And
that's always how it goes.
Yep. And I have figured out how to do scenes and sources and all that kind of fun stuff. And it's really fun to play with. It's so customizable. And I know there's ways to do TTS, text-to-speech, in Streamlabs, but it's very complicated to figure out how to get it all to work.
Yes.
So I would love if anybody has a step-by-step guide. That would be awesome. I know it's easily done for donations and other notifications, but I need to figure out how to make it work for chat.
That would be ideal, right? Because we want to know when people are chatting, which... if you're watching, feel free to chat us because we want to hear it because we do have TTS working at the moment. So we want to hear what you guys think, or if you have any ideas. This is a very interactive stream and you guys are all part of the conversation as well.
Yep.
So just remember that y'all can chat, and no matter what platform you're on, we will receive it.
Yep. Taylor has what's called Restream, which has a Windows application that will do text-to-speech, which is really cool. It just does not appear to do it if you're in a different space on the Mac.
That's interesting because I have been able to do it before successfully on the Mac, Michael.
Interesting.
So did you go into Connect settings and go to notifications and make sure TTS was enabled?
It was working just fine on my iPad. So
right, but you may have to do it on your Mac as well. You may have to reconfigure the settings.
Well, remember, we're using Windows 365.
Right.
So it's the same desktop. It's the same. Nothing's changed as far as Restream.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm. But you're not on your iPad today, are you?
No, I'm not. I'm actually on my Mac running a remote desktop beta from Microsoft, which is a crashy program at best. And so.
Yeah. Well, once I got over the voiceover stuff, but anyways, so should I go ahead and talk about Restream?
Well, let me talk about one other last thing that I really like. For Streamlabs, one of the neatest things that they do have is a mobile app that will let you use the mobile app as a remote control. So this is very handy, especially for you Mac users that are streaming out there. With your crappy eyesight, as they used to call them, 720p cameras, you can use your iPad Pro or your iPhone to be a camera. And there's even a technology. I don't know if you can use your iPhone microphone, but there is a technology. And we may have Mr. Jason Earls on one time to talk about this, where you can actually, Taylor, I don't think you were there last night.
No, but he did show me when you took a break.
Okay. So, you can use your iPhone's microphone as an input on the Mac. So that's really cool.
Yeah, so if anybody in chat is interested, let us know if you want Jason to come on. Or Jason, if you happen to be watching us right now, say hi. Introduce yourself. Like I said, let people know you guys are pretty quiet tonight. So let's, you guys are pretty quiet. So I know you guys have things to say.
So why don't you explain about Restream and what benefits you get with it?
Yeah, so Restream is another service just like Streamlabs, and I found it first. The reason I actually knew about it before Streamlabs is because I used it with my township, and that's how they'd stream all their township meetings. And it was very obvious how they did it because in the description it would say powered by Restream. Kind of gave it away, right? But it's really awesome because you can stream to many different platforms just like Streamlabs, but I kind of find it more, not really approachable, that's not the right word. I kind of think that they both have their own purpose, which we'll kind of get to later on, but I really like the way it's intuitive, right? It takes a little bit to learn. You know, we finally got ourselves together after however many tries we've tried before, but now I'm like, I have it down. I'm like, I don't know if I want to find something else because it just works so good once you get it going, and my text to speech is working in my chat so that I can get very, very fast chat times whenever I get a chat message, and it just works really well. So that I'm able to respond to chats. I'm able to stream. I've done about 4 or 5 live streams so far on Restream, and I'm just loving it. And it's just really an amazing product. In terms of accessibility, it's pretty accessible. There are a few unlabeled buttons, but what I would say is if you want to do it, I would stream in Zoom and use the custom RTMP settings. And if you're interested, I do have a referral link, which I will throw in the chat. I believe that you also get some discounts. And, you get $10, I believe. I almost said StreamYard. Sheesh, that takes us back 4 weeks or so. Restream credit, I think that's what it is. And you can be able to try it out for yourself. But they also have a free plan, although you get that nice little powered by Restream. But you could try it out for yourself. So I'm going to go ahead and link to that referral link if anybody's interested in. Again, disclaimer, that is a little bit of a referral link, and I do get a small commission on that. But that will help go and support Taylor's Tech Talks as well as Techopolis and the company as a whole. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that in the chat. But basically, it's kind of the same thing in a sense as Streamlabs, but it allows me to stream, for example, to Facebook, YouTube, and my LinkedIn. And it's an awesome product. But yeah, I think they both have their own purpose.
Yeah, and I think Streamlabs, you can add custom streams, but it supports, and there's some sirens in the distance. I didn't do it.
No, not this time.
Nope. And it does support YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and I think there's one more out of the box. But you can, Streamlabs does support custom streams. So you can add, as many YouTube accounts as you want, as many, Facebook accounts as you want, as many LinkedIn. It's very scalable. But it's just one of the things that I did figure out is I went with the paid version monthly, and it is linked to an account, and not just your Google account, but to your YouTube channel. So that's interesting. So, for example, I picked Techopolis as the root channel for it to be linked to. Well, because of that, any stream I do has to be streamed through Techopolis. You have no choice.
That is interesting.
And I'm kind of wondering if one thing you might want to test, and I'm kind of curious, what would happen if you turned off Taylor's Tech Talks?
It would still work.
It would. Okay.
Yes, it would. Yep.
But Streamlabs also is, if you were to sign in with your Twitch account, then you would have to stream through Twitch. But the nice thing is, I intend for all of the game streams I do and all that to go through Techopolis, because while these streams are to promote the business, Techopolis is an idea. It's an idea of celebrating tech. So, we want things on the channel about games. We want things on the channel about phones. We want things on the channel about all these things. So I have no issue with those items being on the Techopolis channel. It's really nice though, because as with Streamlabs, you get they will even do your own custom merchandise. They will do a lot of different things for your channel, and give you a custom domain and a lot of other things, which for Techopolis is really a nice benefit.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to play with more with Streamlabs OBS, and what's neat is you get all the benefits of OBS.
Although I've really kind of found that software to truthfully and honestly be intimidating in the first place, because it's not all that accessible with NVDA especially. It can be done. I've been able to do it before, but I've kind of had to hack my way through it.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that use it though.
and I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm saying it's definitely it can be a little bit crazy to set up with NVIDIA because they keep changing the different things, and I was able to get it to work some point last year, but ever since then I have not been able to get it to work.
One of the things that I really like is that if I want to put a Zoom meeting, instead of going live from Zoom, I could actually just tell not Restream, Streamlabs OBS to pick the Zoom window, and it will share the meeting into all the streams that way. So that's kind of neat.
Right, but the only question then would be, what if you're going to share your screen reader? Would that go through, like, for example, for me, since I, need assistive technology, I don't really want every time I have to type or whatever to have that go through Streamlabs with the NVIDIA?
Nope, it would not, because you would be only sharing the window, not unlike Zoom, where in Windows, actually, that is a good solution. Just thought about that. Holy crap. Instead of actually just sharing the whole system, Streamlabs OBS is able to share a window and the audio from that window, which is really cool.
Yeah, and I don't have that problem because I have a Mac. And, Michael, I think eventually we need to do an operating system. Jesus. Your own pay. We are not going
Legitimately,
we're making tacos again. Your own pay. Is this like a Taco Tuesday thing y'all have, or Taco Wednesday? What day is today?
Wednesday. Yeah.
Wednesday. Is it? Do you all have tacos on Wednesdays? It seems like, because every time we do a show, you're making tacos. Just for context, folks, a couple weeks ago we had a stream, and while we were trying to talk about tech, our chat had other ideas, and they were talking about tacos. So, oh no, here we go. Oh no, I don't know what this is about.
You know what? We're gonna, a lot of times different servers and different chat have like clubs and clans. We're gonna call Michael. We're gonna call Your Own Pay and Asajev and Mr. Jason Earls the Taco Clan. Y'all have been dubbed.
Wait, I got a better one. The Taco Trio.
Taco Trio. Well, the problem is what happens when more people.
Who else? Well, for now, remember you're saying those three individuals. Who knows who else will join? But we'll come up with another thing.
But yeah.
But yeah, Your Own Pay. You're not distracting. Again, this is kind of what this show is like, right?
Yep, always.
And this is the thing. This is what our show is like. Yep.
Chalupas.
But this chat though is just awesome. And that's the thing. And feel free to share it with your friends as well. But basically, it's a conversation. So even though y'all are talking about tacos, we're kind of trying to incorporate that into what we're trying to talk about tech. So it's a very interactive show.
Techie tacos.
Alrighty then. Maybe we should have an episode named that. But what I was trying to say, let me try to get back to my original point, if I can. Yeah, about that sound problem, Michael. That does solve a problem, but let me address that in a second. So, this is exactly why I think that it's so important to have multiple operating systems, and this is kind of why the double operating system setup that I have right now is actually super important, because sometimes there's things that work better with Mac, but sometimes there's things that work better with Windows. And so I think having the best of both worlds is going to get you the furthest, and it's actually made me a lot more productive. Okay, so about this chat. So, yes, Your Own Pay. So you're actually legitimately making tacos this time, right? Okay, yeah. All right. So let me do a recap. I'm going to cover... Michael, have you done any stream reader testing? Whew. Wow. Have you done any screen reader testing with Streamlabs? Or is it not an area that you've explored?
I haven't had a chance to explore it yet. I've seen a few buttons. Actually, I can actually talk about one thing. Okay. Their mobile app is freaking amazing for accessibility.
Okay.
It everything is labeled, everything is usable, and it's a very clean UI. Everything has voiceover labels. Everything works great. Which their mobile app lets you do a lot on the iPad. So technically, you could screen share into their app on mobile with Zoom. And I don't know how well it would work if it would stream audio through, but yes, you could screen share Zoom from their app and stream that to all of your streams from their app. You could even do. You could even stream your camera just directly, or any games and your microphone. So,
y- oh my God. Your own pay. I can talk. I've been running my mouth for the past however long we've been going live. You may not see me on video, but you really frankly don't want to, and I don't think you can see me on video in the first place, but my mouth is clearly moving. And yes, gravity forms in tacos. Well, I was able to get tacos before Michael, so I think that's a win.
I still haven't had tacos.
You still haven't had tacos. That is atrocious. Maybe you need to go try to find some tonight.
I've already eaten, so food. No.
Well, go find some tomorrow. But yeah, so yeah, your own pay, I can definitely talk, and my mouth has been moving, so, yeah, I don't know.
So we were talking about, the mobile app for Streamlabs, and
yeah.
I'm really pleased with this app. I have not tried because it does have chat features. I'm curious if they have text-to-speech in that, but they do have a lot of their pro features in their app, so it's really, really pretty nice. The neat thing is too, they have it for iPhone as well. So technically, you could be streaming as you're walking down the street, listening to, whatever sounds you hear. Streamlabs, I believe, is $20 a month. And how much is Restream, Taylor?
Restream is $19 a month. And Michael, do you have a Streamlabs affiliate link? Because I just threw in my Restream affiliate link. I can throw it in again. But I have the $19 a month plan, paid monthly, or you could do $16 paid annually.
I will see if I could find one by the end of the chat, or by the end of the stream.
Funny seeing me here. Wait, you're saying funny seeing me here on Taylor's Tech Talks? Well, that's because we're streaming to both YouTube channels. Because remember, the power of Restream is that we're streaming to YouTube channels, Facebook, and LinkedIn at the moment. So, that is the power of that.
Yeah, and actually, the reason why we're using Restream is so that Taylor can get text-to-speech. And, one of the things that we need to do on one of these streams, maybe as a test stream like we do, is maybe do some stream tests and fire up, I'll help you configure speech chat and compare the two of them. What's the delay compared to the Restream app? I would be curious to see what the difference is.
Yeah, and what I can tell you, though, is in my view, I better talk about the accessibility of Restream, but...
Yeah, exactly.
Let me do that. But in my view, I think Restream is definitely a great option. Okay, so
Oh, wow.
Okay, so let me, your own pay, let me answer the last question that you answered because we had a lot of other things going on. So, accessibility of Restream. Restream is very accessible, I would say, but here's the thing. There are a few unlabeled buttons. You're going to find that anywhere, though. But the thing is that don't use the studio in Restream. Don't do it. Do not do it. We've tried, and remember the last episode? We had pass and fail, and it was really a big fail. Or a couple episodes ago. So if you're going to do Restream, my best advice to you would be to use a Zoom, setup like we have here. In terms of scheduling events, it's very accessible. I was able to do it in, no problem. And then I went to our TMP settings and I got the key and the URL. Setup was fairly easy. Adding channels was fairly easy, like your destinations. There are a couple, things that could be improved, but overall, I would say it's usable. And I would say once you get it set up, it's very efficient to operate. Does that kind of help answer that question? I do not know about the mobile app because, frankly, I don't really have the capabilities to stream on any mobile devices that
I
would
don't
make myself look
think they
good.
have one.
What?
I don't think they have one.
Well, you just implied that they did a few minutes ago, whether you meant to or not.
How's that?
Because you said, something about the Restream mobile app. Well, let me look and see if they do.
I didn't mention the Restream mobile app. I mentioned the Streamlabs mobile app.
Oh, well, I just misheard you. Okay. About the disadvantages and the advantages. So, Michael, do you want to start while I look for the mobile app of Restream?
Sure. The disadvantages of Streamlabs. It's using OBS, so you have a beast of a program. It does a whole lot, and Streamlabs puts their UI on top of it, which, in my opinion, my personal opinion, makes OBS a much easier product to use compared to regular OBS. Streamlabs makes it very easy to figure out, at least in my opinion, and I really am a big fan of it. Quickly, I don't know what the limit is on Streamlabs. I think Restream, it's 8, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but I don't know who's going to be doing 8 streams at once, especially when I'm running Taylor's Tech Talks. I can't physically be streaming 8 things at once unless I had 7 other guest streamers, but then that'd kind of be chaos. So, yeah, I see why you're asking that, though, your own pay, because maybe you're trying to run some kind of convention or something. Is that probably why you're asking that? Because that's a valid question, right? But
so, other disadvantages of Streamlabs is... yes, you could. The other thing is that Streamlabs does the biggest disadvantage is you have to tie it to a streaming account. So you cannot disable that account when you're going to be on stream. So it is tied to that account, and turning off that account for streaming when you go live is not possible, where it is possible with Restream.
It is.
You also have it's a lot to figure out how to configure. I'm configuring my scenes.
No, you can stream to a Facebook group your own pay. I don't have a Facebook group, but obviously if you see on my Facebook page, I am streaming to that. But you do need to have a paid plan in order to do that.
And, you could actually make a... pages let you associate groups with them. So
you can.
You might want to make a Taylor's Tech Talks group. That way people that follow you on Facebook can actually ask questions in the group based on the videos they see.
Well, y'all, do you want a Facebook group? Let's take a poll in chat. If you want a Facebook group, let me know. Let's see what y'all think. If anybody wants a Facebook group, or even if you're not on live chat, send a comment or whatever, comment on the video.
Actually, I wonder how accessible this is. Did you know that you could make a poll on Facebook? I mean, not Facebook, on YouTube?
I had no idea, but again, some people are on Facebook too, so...
Well, you could put it... I think you could do a poll on Facebook as well, on your page. So you could track interactions through both of those outlets. So... Well,
let me know if you guys want a poll. I think it seems like a good idea, though.
So are you calling for a poll for a...
I guess so. I don't know. I'm just saying, but that sounds like a good idea, and it sounds like a good idea that somebody has decided to call me. Oh.
So, yeah, so disadvantages, I think that's mainly the disadvantages for Streamlabs. It's
Right.
Right. I
Right,
totally
but a
get
lot
that.
of my audience is on Facebook. Like, I think
Hashtag.
hashtag, what kind of hashtag are you thinking, Ask Jeff?
Probably Tay's Tech Talks, because Taylor's Tech Talks would be kind of long.
Yeah, and Tay's Tech Talks is on Facebook and Twitter now, so go follow it. Let me put the links in the chat. But where was I? Man, that transition when I got a call apparently went through a do not disturb, and that was pretty epic the way I handled that. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you got the call, you ended it, and slam.
Well, I'm saying, and somebody had the idea to call me.
So here's...
Oh, no, we're not doing that. That's too long.
So, Taylor, why don't you talk about the disadvantages for Restream?
Yeah, I will do that. So, the disadvantages to Restream is, I would say, and again, I don't know how accessible it is on the...
That was a typo.
Typo. So what I would say is for Restream, again, it's a very great platform, but obviously every platform has its issues. I would say trying to get it set up is a little bit inaccessible. It can be, it's obviously doable, and it's really weird how they kind of associate titles. Remember we had that little issue, Michael, where you have to kind of give each platform a default title for your live streams. And that can be a little bit weird because you're like, what? The other thing that can be a little bit leaving is that depending on how many streams you want to go to at once, it could end up getting pretty expensive for you. But I kind of see Restream as more of a thing that maybe organizations would use, like townships or, nonprofits or whatever, stream to multiple platforms. And, I kind of see Streamlabs as more kind of a gamer thing. But again, that's just kind of what I observe. But what I would say is that it could be a little bit expensive. And it does take some time to configure, and you do have to have Windows in order to get the best experience, because you need the Windows application for TTS, because they do not have that available on any other application, meaning you can't do the TTS chat on Mac. So those, I would say, are the disadvantages.
Yeah. The way you could do that is to basically tell Discord to share a screen.
Yep.
So you'd go live on Discord the same way you would share a
could
screen.
they get the audio though if you're sharing audio?
Yes, you could.
Okay.
Especially in Windows. I think there's a way in Mac, but I'm not sure.
Okay. I didn't think about that. Okay. Hashtag TayTech. Okay. Not all that bad. Oops. Michael, do I hear a timer in your background?
Hear what?
Oh, I thought I heard a timer go off or something.
No, it was just my Android phone making a noise.
But, yeah.
Android phones need a mute switch, just saying.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so I just put the Facebook on the chat, and I'm going to also put the Twitter, which is hashtag Tay's Tech Talks. Or hashtag at Tay's Tech Talks. So, follow. Follow Tay's Tech Talks on Twitter and Facebook to get the latest streams and whatever we're doing. And because obviously we stream these Techopolis lives as well to Taylor's Tech Talks and Techopolis.
So I just did some research. Streamlabs does not have a referral program. They have an affiliate program that you have to sign up for.
Okay. So that will be TBD. I just wanted to, but yeah, Restream does have a really great affiliate referral. It's kind of actually a combination of both, actually, but it's a really great program. So I really like that, and So yeah, feel free, like I said, and if you lose those links, all of our referral links are going to be in the YouTube description and Facebook anyways. We have them auto-populate, but I will put them all in the chat in case anybody's interested in what other services we use as well. But yeah.
So both of these are very good platforms. Say it. Go ahead.
Just say it.
We're in a good transition period, so you
Go
know.
for it. Yeah. So that is kind of what's going to happen there.
And to what Taylor was talking about, Streamlabs is built for gaming, but the neat thing, spicy, always spicy.
Yeah, I like spicy, but I can kind of deal with both.
But the one thing about Streamlabs to keep in mind is anyway. I think
yeah. Anyways,
don't know how to respond to that one.
Me neither.
The one thing about Streamlabs, it is very useful for gaming. I will say that. But the cool thing is, Streamlabs is very scalable. You just have to know what you're doing. There are a lot of videos online about it. And the neat thing is you could log in from multiple locations. That's pretty cool. And you can bring people in. They apparently have a way to bring in guests. I have not played with that, but there's so many things you can do. And the neat thing is, now one thing that actually I forgot to mention, Streamlabs has an app store where you can add extra functionality to their product. In fact, they have 8,000 audio tracks that you can add to your streams that are that will not give you strikes against DMCA. That to me is really big. And some of the record labels and different companies that produce audio, I don't know. I don't know enough about it, but the thing is, this is a major platform that people use to stream to Twitch. So I would guess. I just don't know. I don't know how those work. So, I will have to figure out exactly what all that is and how it works, because I'm going to be streaming more to Twitch. I will be, like I've talked about, I will be streaming to this channel, Techopolis, my personal channel, Michael Doey's on YouTube, and to Mike Doey's on Twitch. So if you're not following that channel, please do. And I'm very interested to get into all these platforms. I will research it later. I will not research it stat. But it's really cool. At least there's each of these platforms solves different problems.
They do, and they're for different users as well.
Well, you could use one or the other. It's for whatever you feel helps you the most.
Use cases. I should have specified that by saying use cases.
Well, even I think even the Streamlabs can be used for the same use cases as a Restream, and Restream can be used for the same use cases as Streamlabs. It just depends on what you're trying, how you want to do it, when what works best for you as a user. It's kind of like iOS and Android. You can use both of them for the same things. It's just what your preference is. Do you want more customization? Do you want more? Do you want more choice but less automation in ways? Both can be just as easily automated, but Streamlabs is going to give you more customization out of the box and less upfront automation, whereas Restream, all the stream words, Restream's going to give you the let's get up and go and get this done quick. They're the Apple, Streamlabs is the Android.
Yeah, I was going to say. And knowing how much I like Apple, I don't know. Don't know where I was going with that.
I will be streaming Minecraft, of course. Did you guys expect anything less? Other games I'm going to be streaming are I got 2 new games, partly in thanks to you, my friend. Just made me spend $30 on Factorio, which is a factory building game. For those that don't know, it's really neat.
I don't know it this time.
I don't know about accessibility features. Some games are starting to have those now, which is really cool. There are streamers that play Hades now that are totally blind, that from my understanding, and there are Factorio is kind of neat. You're building a factory to try to get off this alien planet you crash land on, so it's kind of fun, neat little story. And another one is called Satisfactory, and it's an open world 3D game like Minecraft. No. Can't get that on an Apple platform. Well, you can, but just not on iOS anymore. I've never been into Fortnite. I've tried it. I died. I gave up. But this game Satisfactory is really neat because it's a 3D game, kind of like Minecraft, and it's almost directly copying Factorio, but 3D. And the neat thing is, it's a first-person game, like you're looking through the eyes of the person, and you're building. Like you land on this planet. You don't crash land this time. You actually land. You land on this planet, and you have to collect resources and start exploiting this planet and send the resources back up the gravity well through a space elevator to the corporation that sent you down there. And so you build like factories, buildings, all these resource gathering techniques. Yeah, I guess so. But this one, it's not really, top down. It's more of a similar to Minecraft. Both Satisfactory is on Steam, and I believe it may also be on the Epic Games Store. I highly recommend Steam just because I don't care as much for the Epic Games Store. Yeah.
Oh, I was going to ask.
Yeah, it's on Steam, and it's $30. Factorio is $30. So in total, you get the same cost of a game. Satisfactory is in Steam Early Access, so they're still making major changes to the game before they go completely live with it, but it is $30 right now. It's a really neat game. And it takes a lot of problem solving, and because both of these games, oh Lord, no. Mods, yeah, that's cool. But it both of them, it's about automating, which is something I love and hold dear to my heart because I like to automate my jobs and my tasks. That way I can get more done.
Yep.
And that kind of brings us to something we found out today about 2 different services. So I got an email from Integromat saying, you're reaching your 10,000 task operation limit. You have 2,200 tasks that are available to you. And I was like, huh. Okay. So basically we found out that every operation that your task does is everything that your scenario does. Every time your scenario runs. Yeah.
Scenario.
Every time it runs, everything in your scenario is an operation. So every 5 minutes, if you have 2 triggers in there, that's 2 operations. And here's the thing that I also read. If your operation gets 3 or 4 different items from a source, each of those items that it's sending to the next trigger or next action are all operations themselves. So yeah,
that's a little bit crazy.
That's why they give you 10,000 on the basic plan. I'm like, 10,000's a lot, But when you're firing off 280 a day, because every 5 minutes it's firing off 9 operations, that's a lot.
It's pretty ridiculous if you ask me.
But unlike that had to be the most awesome chat message I've ever heard. Essentially, Asajev said that Integromat's playing Factorio with my operations.
With your logistics.
With my logistics, yeah.
Huh.
That was great. Oh, man. Funniest chat message ever. Wow. You know, that's one of those things that, you know, you hear it and you just can't help but laugh. Doesn't matter if you're on a stream, doesn't matter. I was teaching a class once, and it was a keyboarding class, and you know, everybody's quiet, and I was working with this student. We were talking quietly. I was training him on how to use the keyboard, and he tells this technology joke, and it caught me totally off guard, and I just started laughing out loud, and everybody's looking up like, what is he on about? I'm like, sorry, this guy over here told me a joke that was really funny. You know, we're supposed to be professional as teachers, but there's just those times where somebody does something to break up the monotony and you just have to laugh. It's not worth getting all upset about. It's just, you have fun, you enjoy it, and you just say, look, you know, these things don't happen often, and just, you know, get back to what you're doing, but enjoy those moments, because it's a bunch of stressful times that we're all living in, so we have to make the best of it when we can. So yeah, so back to Integromat. But you know, the thing with Integromat, they are you know, Zapier and others do not have the
Oh my God, I got another call. Do not disturb, you're failing today.
Others do not have the options that Integromat has. So you cannot send push notifications. You can't send a lot of those things that Integromat has. Now, a strategy, if you're using Integromat, though, is maybe to schedule, you know, once an hour. Right. Or change, you know, if it's like, say you're at a convention or whatever, change your where it polls every, you know, so often. You know, Zapier, they give you 750 tasks as well on their basic plan, but this number is very different because
okay,
you know, that's actually a really cool idea.
I will consider that.
How do you market? That's actually a really cool idea.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's very interesting. You know, the differences between Zapier and Integromat. And I think what we're going to do is Taylor's going to get a Zapier account if you haven't already, right?
I already have one.
Yep. And I'm going to keep and I may upgrade my Integromat so that we have more operations. But it's very interesting to see the difference between the two. Because there are differences. And while a lot of Integromat is pretty accessible, there are parts that are not.
And in fact, I haven't really been able to do a whole scenario. I haven't been able to actually do a whole scenario start to finish by myself because of different random accessibility issues. Where on Zapier, I have been able to do a few by myself. Right, so that's just something to keep in mind as well.
Yeah, and I think it also depends on both platforms on what the recipe is. kind of,
Right, but even no matter what one I tried on Integromat, I still wasn't able to do it.
Well, we know because I was able to figure out that picking a folder in Google Drive on the Mac works. We did get that to work, but Google Calendar did not work.
No.
And there's a few other places.
Google Sheets.
Yeah, Google Sheets as well. So it all kind of depends on what you're trying to do. And I do know in Zapier there's some problems as well.
Oh, I'm not saying that there isn't. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of problems. But that's the thing, is that there's definitely a lot of problems.
There you go.
Well, oh yeah, and my Patreon got, how do I want to say that, Michael? Got, I don't know.
Got changed, I guess?
Or hijacked isn't the right word.
No.
No.
Essentially, most of, for whatever reason...
all my patrons disappeared.
Except for one, me.
Yep. So, yep. But I think something was happening with patrons. I know, I read something, I don't know if this is true, Michael, or something about they were trying to do something with more fees. They're going to try to tape more stuff. I don't think that was even true, but I just saw it on somewhere.
I don't know.
So we'll have to keep that in mind. Because, yeah, that's the only other thing. Is that, yeah. But that's, does that kind of lead into our next topic, Michael?
Sure, why not?
Let's talk about membership sites for a second. So, I know, it's very boring. But, here's the thing. Membership sites and course websites and other things, they could definitely be a good... it's been one of those things where, having a course website or something to sell your stuff for passive income is definitely something that could be really helpful for you. And I found a really awesome plugin called Paid Memberships Pro. Despite the name, they have a great free version. In fact, I'm using the free version on a lot of sites right now. And we just started to redo the iAccessibility website. So if you want to check it out for yourself, go to iAccessibility.net and get yourself a free account and see how it works. If you're just curious, and register and definitely be a part of that community if you haven't already, because there's a lot of great forums and different things on that site as well. But the point is that we're using Paid Memberships Pro to deliver that. And what I like about this plugin is that it's both fully accessible on the back and the front end. They've got some awesome membership forms, some awesome add-ons, and it's just a really awesome thing you can integrate with PayPal and, or I should say, NoPal. Whoops, well, I was going to say something different, but obviously we're on stream. I can integrate with Stripe, which I've basically switched all my business operations to, and I don't regret it one bit. Or, because they have that kind of integration, but they also support the free memberships as well. So, really, really great plugin. If you're a developer, I'd highly check it out, recommend it for your sites. Because you can also make course websites as well. So, with their course add-on, which is free. So, I'd highly check that out. And I would check out the iAccessibility website and become a member on there.
We're expanding iAccessibility to encompass more than just tech. This show is going to, I think, really become our technology show.
It will.
And, I think we're eventually going to make this into a podcast as well. We're going to have this on the IACast network so that people can still get information about technology. iAccessibility is going to encompass anything accessibility related, whereas this show is anything tech related, whether it's accessibility technology or video games. So it's going to be very interesting how that community is going to change. And, Techopolis is going to have a community website.
It is.
And it's going to be a very interesting website because you won't be able to, not anybody will just be able to join. Sorry, it's just how it is. You will have to be a developer or in the technology field to join. And you'll be able to post your portfolio and your projects, and it will be gamified. So you'll have either achievements or other things that you can participate in. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'm still working on the Techopolis Online Solutions website, and it's going to be really awesome. So can't wait to get that off the ground. And, that's one of our mini websites running on our M1 Mac in the cloud. So I love that.
Yeah. And I'm probably going to be doing something with Taylor's Tech Talks. Just because, I'm not sure what happened to all my patrons. It was kind of funny. But I know that, they have been a little bit shady. But who knows? We may have, we're going to eventually think about doing some courses. Although I did see online, I could potentially integrate my Stripe stuff with the paid memberships pro. So who knows, y'all? We might have a full-on service client portal where you can subscribe to, support the YouTube and the podcast as well as get services from the company. That would be pretty legit if you ask me. So y'all just going to have to wait and see what we come up with.
And here's the thing that's really cool. You can make your own websites off this, with paid memberships and your what's the menu bar plugin?
Yeah. So there's another plugin that I like called Nav Menu Roles, which basically allow you to hide pages based on if the user's logged in or logged out, and it kind of, that way, like for example, you can have a login page when the user's not logged in, right, or registration. But then when they're logged in, you can have it will change to log out. So that's called Nav Menu Roles. Let me throw a link in chat real quick so that y'all can find it. It's made by Kathy Darling, is the developer. And I think her website's kathysawesome.com or something crazy like that.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
So there's some really neat stuff in the WordPress world to make your sites more interactive, and these plugins also work with forums like BB Press and Buddy Press and every other press. So it's really cool. Gami
Press.
Yep.
And then paid membership pro as well.
Yep.
I'll link that in the chat.
So, we've gone through a lot of different topics, but I have one last thing that's I want to discuss, and that's an app that I am about to start playing with. Great pun. The app is called Play.js, and it's an iPad app that lets you write Node.js applications on your iPad. It even lets you test native React Native apps on your iPad in the same environment that you're developing them in. So we're going to have Swift Playground soon, where you could compile your apps, and we're going to have React Native support for developing apps, plus Pythonista. Guys, I think we almost have it all.
What are we missing? .NET? I don't know.
Well, no. Yeah. Well, the ability to
Windows
do Xamarin.
Yeah, but can you do that all from an iPad though?
We don't have the ability to do Xamarin yet.
But that's what I'm saying. The only thing you're really missing is that.
Right. And then if we could get VS Code locally on the machine, that would be great. And then we'd have it all.
Yep.
So Play.js is a neat IDE for JavaScript developers. I'm really excited about it. So, it's really, really cool. Taylor, do you have anything else we want to go over?
We've got one more thing, and it's called Stripe Connect. So, have you ever wanted to pay somebody? I'm sure you've always wanted to maybe not pay somebody, but, have you ever, worked with contractors? I know that us being self-employed and working for our own businesses, we commonly have a problem. How are we going to pay our contractors effectively without sending these old things called paper checks? Because for one thing, I don't like writing checks. More importantly for two, in order for me to receive one, I have to go all the way across town, take an Uber, then go cash at the bank, and because sometimes mobile deposit doesn't work. Does that sound appealing? Because I usually have to charge a $30 check fee. So, regardless of that situation, I'm not going to get into that whole more effect thing, but the point is, we need fast electronic transfer. Unfortunately, you usually have to incur a lot of fees, which is fine, but if you're sending a lot of money, that can kind of add up real fast. So we have found Stripe Connect, where you can literally pay contractors, or anybody for that matter, into, in their account with, they kind of fill out like a W-9, at the beginning, because then if you send over $600, they will actually get a 1099 for the tax. The IRS will file it on your behalf, which is awesome. So if you've ever wanted to pay contractors, that's a great way to go, because they don't really get any fees. You only get a fee, I believe it's either $1 per transaction, or it's $1 per month per person you pay out. I'm not exactly sure what it is yet. I sent out 2 payments today, and it was a very easy process. It is kind of a pain to get set up, though. So just keep that in mind. But we have figured it out. But it's definitely a pain to get set up, but it's definitely worth it in the end. So Stripe Connect again for the win. Stripe basically for the win this week.
Yeah, because PayPal has gone up on their fees.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Stripe is, the one thing about Stripe is it's very customizable. It's the Android of the payment methods. Because a lot of things you have to hand code or get one of their examples and host it on your own systems. But once you do, it's very powerful.
Right. Or you can use WordPress to integrate it, which honestly, that's where I kind of see, for myself at least right now, that's the easiest way that I can get started. Right? Is use WordPress to integrate Stripe into my site. And if I was going to do another membership site, Taylor's Tech Talks, where I could have courses and I could have exclusive content and whatnot, that is what I would do. I would use Stripe exclusively, and that's how it would handle the membership. Right?
Yep.
Well,
I want to talk about one last thing.
Okay.
So I had family over this weekend, and we decided to watch a movie. Well, so one thing led to another. We couldn't find an Apple TV remote. It was buried in my couch. But that's beside the point. I tried to set up Disney Plus with my iPad. And I said, oh, well, I have a USB-C to HDMI. I'll just plug it into the iPad and hook it up to the TV. Wrong. When you do that, the TV show will show blank. Disney does not want you plugging a USB cable into your iPad to play content, which is strange to me. So, it's very, interesting. So we found the Apple TV remote, and we got the Disney Plus app to open. Took forever to sign in because it said that your password's wrong. And then whenever I actually get it right, it's like, oh, hey, something went wrong. Had to sign all the way out, close the app, go back in, sign back in. It was terrible. And then finally, we got the movie to play. We watched the Black Widow movie. And this is kind of a slight movie review. If you want the Marvel story, watch it. Watch that movie. It's great for connecting some dots in the Marvel universe. Otherwise, meh. Not my favorite of the Marvel movies. It was good, had a good story, but I feel like it should have been allowed to come out last year before Loki and Falcon and the Winter Soldier and all these other very spectacular TV shows. And because of that, I feel like it was a little underwhelming. In fact, they actually introduced a character in Falcon and the Winter Soldier that should have been introduced in Black Widow. So, yeah, there's some timeline discrepancies, and I just feel like I know COVID messed some things up, but things could have been handled a little differently, I feel like. So,
whoops, that happened.
Yep. So that's just my opinion, and then that's not even to go into the lawsuit that's going on with Disney and all these other companies because of the Disney Premier Access, where you can buy it without going to the theaters. That's a big mess. So
it sounds like a big mess in general.
Yeah. But if you want the Marvel movie story, watch it. But I will buy it whenever it comes out on iTunes because I own all Marvel movies. So just keep that in mind when you watch it. So that's my final thoughts on that.
Alrighty.
Well, I think we're about ready to wrap this thing up, don't you think, Taylor?
I think so.
This has been a great stream, folks. I'm
It
glad
has.
that you all have been here. Thanks for your own pay and Asachev for being here.
Yep.
Talking in the chat. I think it's been a great experience. And we will be back for sure next week. We may be back for an episode in between. We don't know yet. We are spontaneous, but we will always have one every week.
Yep.
I may go live again later tonight on this channel for a Minecraft stream on Windows this time. We're going to see how that works in Windows. And we're going to play around with the Streamlabs OBS and getting things working. So I hope everybody has really enjoyed being here for another episode. And any final thoughts before we wrap up?
Yeah, no, this has been an awesome episode. Like I said, this has been definitely a great week. I'm super excited where things are heading. But yeah, if anybody knows what happened to my patrons, I mean, just kidding. But yeah, who knows? Patreon probably decided to block me just like everything else does. YouTube thinks I'm too young and vice versa. So who knows? Patreon probably thought I was just a kid. But guess that's telling me something. Yeah, but anyways, so if y'all, whatever, we'll figure it all out. But I can tell you one thing is that if I were to make a membership site, I'd use Paid Memberships Pro and I'd also use Stripe, and that thing would be great. And if I could actually get all this stuff integrated, wouldn't that be a nice thing to have? So, anyways, those are just my thoughts.
And the way you get to Taylor's new donation site for becoming a patron is tacos.tayloraccess.com.
No. Is that even a thing?
No.
It'll probably be something like members.taylor.access. I don't know. That's TBD, y'all. So you'll have to keep in mind, or you'll have to keep in tune. That's a good reason for you to subscribe to the channel and follow Facebook and Twitter and everywhere else because you want to know what's going on. So subscribe, follow, ring notification bell, do all the things so that you know when we're going live.
Yep. All right, that's going to do it for this episode, and we'll see you guys next time.
All right, see y'all later.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.